Pointed out that everything in our lives that makes them possible, let alone comfortable, everything in this room, is either mined or it's grown. There's no other way to produce it. And yet NEPA strikes at the very heart of this fundamental and foundational activity that supports human population. Now, the ranking member posed the question, who benefits from NEPA reform? Mr. Haregut, let me put that question to you. Who would benefit from NEPA reform?
Everybody. In particular, those projects that were funded from the IRA that are trying to beat the timeline. On an order of magnitude of 5 to 1, right now the capital investment is in non-fossil fuel projects. The idea that permitting is supported and championed by Republicans and not Democrats has always perplexed me.
Mr. Bowles, what are your thoughts? Who benefits from NEPA reform?
Those that would benefit from NEPA reform would be the general public, the general taxpayers, to, pardon?
Essentially everyone who uses anything that is mined or grown. Am I correct?
Correct.
Mr. Haregut, let me put the opposite question to you. Who benefits from the status quo?
Nobody wins under the status quo. Nobody.
Oh, I disagree with you completely on that. I think there's an entire industry of litigants and environmental charlatans who are making out like bandits under our current process. Am I missing something?
No, you're absolutely not. In fact, if I was going into a career now, I would be an engineer and environmental consultant, because now with environmental reviews that have grown by 400% page number, even though they might be 150 pages, there's another 2,000 of appendices with modeling that hasn't even really been existed yet, with AI, with hyper-intensive 3D seismic studies that aren't even required by law that are now being done for overbuild. That is a great career to be in because we don't see that reducing anytime soon.
Mr. Bowles, who do you think is benefiting from the status quo?
That would be hard to answer, to go through the minutia of all the approval process. There's much to be done or can be done to streamline the process so that all benefit. Right now, I think it's the people who charge by the hour to review the permit.
And how much do they charge by the hour? I've seen some environmental attorneys are being awarded $750 an hour out of taxpayer funds to produce and litigate all of this stuff.
I couldn't speak to that, but if that's the case, I may be in the wrong industry.
You know, I represent the Sierra Nevada and the Central Valley of California, so I spend a great deal of my time on this committee over the years dealing with fire and water issues. And what constantly comes back to me is that they all draw their problems from NEPA. Our water projects have been brought to a complete halt. The example I like to use is the Sugar Pine Reservoir, a little reservoir that serves a tiny community in Placer County. They needed to install a spillway gate to increase the water capacity of the Sugar Pine Reservoir. $2 million for that spillway gate. That's a heavy lift for that little community, but within reach. But on top of that, they then had to budget $9 million for environmental studies and environmental mitigations, which made that $2 million project an $11 million boondoggle. Graham Kent, who runs Alert Tahoe, they place the early warning cameras throughout the Sierra to spot fires so that they can be put out before they spread. And protect the forest environment. He said that the single greatest impediment he has to placing those cameras to protect our forest environment is the National Environmental Policy Act. This committee for years has documented damage done by NEPA to forest management, adding millions of dollars of costs, literally years of average delay in forest thinning projects. The damage that has been done is absolutely incredible. Since these laws were enacted to protect the forest environment, we've seen an 80% decline in timber harvested off of the federal lands and a concomitant increase in acres destroyed by fire. Randy Moore, the chief of the Forest Service under Biden, sat right there and admitted to this committee that in just the last 10 years, we have lost 27% of our national forests to catastrophic fire because these laws have caused them to become catastrophically, morbidly overgrown, because we can no longer practice the forest management projects that had preserved these forests for a century when we allowed the Forest Service to actually do so.